Welcome to Eniro. I'm standing here with Mathias Hedlund, who is Head of Products and Services at Eniro. So what is the background to the launch of the new platform at eniro.se?
This is a really big thing for us. It's a major step in our ambition to become everyone's first choice in local search. It's really about making our service more competitive, about generating more leads to our customers.
But this strategy has been planned for years now, hasn't it?
Yes, our strategy remains firm, and now we see the first real big launch from that strategy.
So how are you going to do this then?
We looked at the user behavior on the internet, and we've seen an increasing number of searches for products and services. So we have developed our core service at eniro.se to better cater for that. And we also see an increasing search behavior for brands, and we have developed a service to cater for that as well.
But to do this, you will have to collect a lot of information. How does it work?
Yeah, that's correct. I'll try to explain how it works. We collect data from a lot of different sources. The first source is of course the basic information we have about all our customers, and also the information we get from our sales reps meeting the customers. But then we also crawl the internet sites out there, just like any other search engine. On top of that, we also bring in the price files and product files, just like the price comparison sites do. And then we add a search word per industry, and we call it category search. And on top of this, also the customers will be able to add information into this. And we bring all this information into what we call Eniro relevance model, where we rank the different sources differently.
So this was theory. Can you show us how it works practically?
Absolutely. I'll give you a short demonstration. So let's look at the new service. But before that, we actually look at the old service. This is how it used to look like up until today. And this is how it looks like today. As you can see, we try to make it easier to use. We try to focus on the core services. We change the colors, the design. It's softer, it's warmer, it's more contemporary. We even change the graphical profile of the company. And we also aim to give our rich results straight away. And let's start with a search that is a type of search that we're already delivering well on. In this case, IKEA in Barkarby. And we find the IKEA store, and of course we can go in and look at the phone numbers and the address, etc. Just like before. Just like before, we can also search for, in this case, lawyers in the area of Kalmar, city in the south of Sweden. And just like before, we give good results. The new thing comes when we start to look for products and services. Let's do a search for iPhone. We choose to do it in the city of Västerås. And as you can see, we get a lot of relevant results. Scrolling down here, we see that we can find an Apple i4 in the company of Teknikmagasinet. Let's try to do this type of searches on one of our competitors. As you can see, they focus on name and number and don't deliver relevant results for these type of searches. Let's go on with a different search. We search for Acne jeans. That's a specific brand. And we do this search, for example, in the city of Malmö. And here we will find the stores that sell Acne jeans. And for example, here we have these Spirit stores. And let's just check that they are actually selling Acne jeans. And they show which labels they are selling. And as you can see, yes, they are selling Acne. Let's continue. We do a search for a capricciosa. Of course, you can always search for pizzeria. Capricciosa, it's a bit difficult to spell. Let's make sure I do it right. Capricciosa. And we do this in a suburb to Stockholm, let's say Sollentuna. And here we find all the different pizzerias that are actually serving capricciosa. Let's go into one of them to see if that's correct. In this case, they have a menu, and yes, they are selling a capricciosa. If we are searching on Google, we get a lot of hits. We get aggregators, we get blogs and other type of results, but hardly a good result list for places in Sollentuna where you can buy a capricciosa. But let's go back and try something different. Let's try boka middag. It means that I want to eat dinner, and I want to do that in Gothenburg, and I aim to book my table in advance. And if I do that, I get a lot of restaurants, but I also get this booking module, and I want to do this tomorrow, 30th of September, and I want to see which ones have free tables at that particular time. These were the ones having it. It looks like this little Lilla Tavernan looks like a nice restaurant. They have free tables at 8, and I can continue and make my reservation at Lilla Tavernan straight in the service. Let's try something else. I want to renovate my bathroom. I write it straight in, renovera badrum, and I want to do this in, let's say, a smaller village or city, I would say, Uppsala. And when I do that, I get the relevant results with companies that can help me with this renovation. But I also get an RFQ model where I can actually do a RFQ. I can send in an RFQ. I want to do it in a certain way. I fill out all the information about what's need to be done, and I can even enclose pictures and everything else that I want to show the potential bidder for my work. We can continue and take others. This is good because it covers products, but it also covers services very well. I need some yoga. I want a private lesson. I want to do this in Stockholm. And yes, of course, I get all the places where I can get private lessons. Wonder if it's actually work. I can book time. Yes, that's nice. And I want to just see if they actually deliver private lessons. Yes, they are private lessons. How does it look like on Google? Yes, I get a lot of different stuff here. It's everything from guitar lessons to yoga, and yes, here eniro comes up, and so on. But hardly a very relevant search result for that type of search. So the point here is that we cater for products, we cater for the traditional home electronics products, but also the long tail products, and we also cater very well for services. I end up with one final search for, I want to look together with my kids for on the film Avatar on Blu-ray, and let's just see if we can find that as well. Yes, we can. We can actually buy it straight away here at on-off, and we find it, and it costs 239 crowns. So as you can see, the service cater for products and services, and no other services or online service cater for such a broad range of products and services and deliver good relevant search results where you can find the place to buy your product or services. Of course, this service, as good as it is, it's never perfect, and thereby we will find different type of hits that doesn't really make sense. In this case, this one doesn't really make sense. Then the user actually have a chance to impact the service by this oi function, where the user can tell us that this type of response didn't seem like a relevant response, and thereby improving for next coming users, etc. So that's really the service. It's a much improved service, as you can see.
Mathias, you mentioned Google. How do you look upon Google as a competitor?
Well, first, Google is a fantastic service. and our aim is not to compete with Google overall. Our aim is to be #1 in local search. And for these particular type of searches, when it comes to find a company where you can buy your product or service in a local market, that's where we aim to be more relevant.
But there are, of course, also other competitors, right?
Of course, I mentioned the likes of Hitta and Google, but of course you can also mention price comparison sites. They can be very, very useful when you search for home electronics products and you want to buy them in a web shop and you're hunting for the best bargain. But they're very weak on bricks and mortar companies, and they're very weak on services.
So back to the products and services again. All the old stuff and functions are still there, aren't they?
Absolutely. You can still do the searches for a company, a telephone number, a private persons and so on. But now we also deliver good search results when it comes to finding companies that sells products and services. And you can also write in free format that you couldn't do before.
But this is not only online, is it?
No, that's correct. We also launched this on mobile platforms. The iPhone platform, the Android platform, traditional mobile internet.
Can you give us an example?
If you, for example, type in capricciosa and you hit the button, show me where I can get the capricciosa nearby, then you hold your iPhone horizontally and then you will see in augmented reality, you'll see all the pizzerias nearby selling capricciosas.
But how will the customers pay for these services then?
Well, this makes our existing offer even more attractive to our customers, because now they are found on more searches, and ranking and visibility becomes even more important as competition locally becomes more fierce. So it's all about to pay to get high up in the ranking. And then on top of this, we're also going to introduce new advertising formats that we will launch in January 2011.
So Mathias, to summarize?
Well, our aim is to have a more competitive core service where we get more searches for users. And when we get more searches from users, we also create more leads for our customers. And that's good business for them and for us.
Okay, thank you Mathias, and thank you for watching.